guys, welcome back to the Semi-Plum Bob channel, and now we're going to resume The Sims 2 Pleasantview, starting with this family, so let's get to it.
Welcome to the Lothario household. He is currently in his Speedo in the bathroom. I don't know what he's doing, but he's just standing in there being Don Lothario, I guess. I don't know. Why don't you go greet that chick outside? But anyways, yeah, welcome to Don Lothario's humble abode. He is, if you don't know Don Lothario, which you should by now if you are a big Sims fan, he is a womanizer. All he wants to do is woohoo Sims. So I have been working on him, trying to get him to woohoo as many Sims as possible. So we got 1, 2, 3. I don't think he and Dina ever slept together because she's actually married. But maybe after Mortimer passes away, we'll probably invite Dina over and grab another notch. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, not her yet. 5. I think we got 5. Oh, he's in love with 2 people. Who'd you fall in love with now? Let's see. Nina, Kaylin, Cassandra. Oh, I see. It's Kaylin and Nina. Okay. Well, anyway, he got caught cheating. Then he caught Nina cheating. So yeah, he really cared about like who Nina slept with for some reason. Like he became like a jealous man over Nina for some reason, which is quite interesting and out of character for Don because he just doesn't care, but he cared about Nina for some reason. Anyways, so yeah, he's woohooed Jody, Danielle, and Vamsy here, and it looks like another girl is just standing on his lot. We got another person for him to woohoo, just waiting on him to greet her. Some of these Sims take a little bit longer to woohoo, mostly because, we got to get this lifetime bar up because they are shy and they don't want to woohoo somebody just because they're interested in them. You know what I'm saying? So some of these women are playing hard to get, and he has to work extra hard to get their attention. But anyway, yep, he's just been here working at his medicine career, and his chance cards, every time I play him and he goes to work and his chance cards pop up every single time, no matter what I click, he gets promoted in his career by the chance cards, and I do not know why, but he does. So he got promoted and he's now a resident in the medicine career despite not having the skills to do so. So that to me would make me nervous if a doctor of some sort was getting promoted and not having the skills to be promoted. But yeah, he's just living his life, woohooing all these women and just living the bachelor lifestyle. And at the same time, he actually fell back in love with Nina. He forgave her shortly after he was angry with her. So yeah, they actually woohooed not too long ago. So that's why he's no longer mad at her for quote unquote cheating on him, despite him having a bunch of girls he slept with himself. But anyways, yep, that's him, and he's gonna continue on his way to continue to be a womanizer. There's nothing else I can say. Time to move on to the next household. Welcome to the Newson household. So, despite all these children being orphans and things like that, they actually had a good, sizable amount of money to start out with. So, I actually expanded this trailer for them and got them each their own bedroom. So, yeah, that was pretty sweet. So, in the beginning of their story, as you know, Ginger and Gavin are teenagers, and then we have Gabriella and Gallagher, who are children, and then we have Garrett and Georgia, who were toddlers. So Ginger and Gavin actually had to take turns with each other going to school, so that one of them could stay home and care for the toddlers. They were scared to call like the nanny and things like that because they didn't want their siblings to be, taken to be adopted and things like that. They really wanted to keep their family together. That was the whole point. And them coming here is so that they could, grow up and take care of their siblings so that they all could stay together, which is so sad that Ginger and Gavin had to be pretty much mother and father to the whole group of kids here. But I'm so proud because them two worked hard, like so hard together, that they actually ended up learning all of their skills as toddlers, and it just worked. It worked. Despite Gavin getting a D from school, he's actually doing fairly well. He's got a C minus. He's working on his grades now that his siblings are children and they can go to school and they don't have to worry about having to stay home and stuff. But he is trying to get his grade back up so that he could go to college himself. So he's a fortune sim. So he would work hard to try to do what he needs to do. She also wants to go to college, and she's a family sim, so she's the one. Despite him having a lower grade than her, she's the one that actually stayed home the most to take care of the toddlers. But maybe it's because he had homework sitting here and he couldn't do his homework because he had to take care of his little brother and sister and run back and forth and get them all set up and things like that. I don't know. But it was a mess and it was a lot of work. But they ended up getting it done and he ended up keeping his job. He didn't lose his job. Thank heavens he didn't lose his job because he really needs it to get funds to pay the bills. So, yeah, he really right now wants to make a friend, so maybe we can try to find some more Sims to be friendly with. We know Randy London. She knows Randy London. Oh, yeah, Randy London. Okay, so she actually has a crush on Randy London, which he brought Randy home from his job. So they're both in the athletic, I believe. And so she has a crush on him. Maybe her and Randy could end up being together. I think it would be so cute. We have 8 Sims in this household. So for like 1, 2, or maybe even 3, maybe half of them being with a townie, I wouldn't mind if that's what they really wanted because there's so many of them here. But yeah, I'm just happy that she has found somebody that she actually likes, and I think her and him would be cute together anyway. So we'll see if them two stay together or not when they go to college. Um, so yeah, Gabriella, uh, not really much. Like, not gonna lie, during this play, Gabriella and Gallagher have been pretty much shafted up until this point, mostly because I had toddlers to take care of. So, yeah, the only thing I can say though is that they both did learn how to study from their older siblings. So, they taught them how to study because one is popularity, or one is fortune and the other is family. So my rule, they teach them and they got taught. So, and also it's the same for him. He learned and she learned. So I just feel bad because Ginger and Gavin weren't able to learn, but it's okay, I guess. Yeah, in 2 days, both her and Gallagher are going to become teenagers. And so, here soon, honestly, let's see, 5 days. Yeah, they're all going to be teenagers. So, we won't even have to worry about anybody getting taken away once they go to college because they're all going to end up being teenagers real soon. I was kind of scared to have them play without an adult in the house because I was scared that the game will be like, oh, no adult, so we are going to call the services on you and take your children away. And I'm like, oh, great, now we got to adopt our siblings, and have our siblings be adopted across the board. But none of that actually happened. They were able to raise them just fine and whatnot. So, yeah, she pretty much just wants to study cooking. He wants to get an A in school, so he's just playing with that. He wants to level up in his logic, and she wants to get an A in school as well. So, not very much going on besides, them just growing up together without a mother, a real mother and father. They're just having to rely on their older siblings to do so, which is so sad. It's so sad. But anyways, yep, this is the Newson household. So let's move on to the next household. Welcome to the Oldie household. So if you don't know who the Oldies are, they are actually the parents of Mary Sue Pleasant. They adopted Mary Sue, and she ended up marrying Daniel Pleasant. So yeah, they're not really close to their daughter or their grandchildren. They're kind of like to themselves at the moment. They really just don't have any wants to, get to know their family, I guess. But anyways, Coral here has been busy painting and whatnot. This is pretty much, I think they're both unemployed. So she's been painting and selling her paintings as a means of making money. And she's been wanting to sell a masterpiece for a long time now. And we still haven't got it, even when she has this plaque for a dedication to arts and crafts, even though hers is film and literature. But anyways, we are here working on that to see if we can't make money from her paintings. So that's pretty much all that Coral does day after day. Now, Herb on the other hand, he's a dirty bird. He had an affair with two women at a nightclub, and let me tell y'all, it was the same night that he hooked up with both of these women. The same night. It was pretty shocking. It was like these women were like, oh, he's a cute old man, we just want to get with him and things like that. So I was just like, huh? Say what? You know what I'm saying? Say what? So yeah, he lives his life like a young lad, even though he's pretty much old, like getting close to the end of his life. But he's enjoying his last few years woohooing singles. And he gives me the ick. The more I think about him, the more I'm just like, ugh, ugh. It's like the women of this family line, of this family tree, just cannot catch a freaking break. They always have a husband that cheats. It's crazy. I don't know. But, ugh, you know what I'm saying? Ugh. And what makes matters worse is that Coral does not know any of this because she is so consumed in painting right now, trying to get this masterpiece sold, that she just thinks they are happily married still, because he still woohoos with his wife, even though he's out and about woohooing girls at nightclubs and things like that. And it's crazy, it's just so crazy. And I don't know if she would ever find out, and I don't think I want her to find out, because I mean, they're old, and he's gonna die soon anyway. So I mean, it doesn't excuse him from doing it. I mean, obviously, in the real world, I would want her to be able to be happy and stuff, but the point is, she is happy, and she's in platinum. She's happy. She thinks her and Herb are happily married. He's never cheated before up until this point. So I mean, I don't know. She's getting close to the end of her life. I don't know if I want her to ever find out that he has been woohooing young girls, because it would just make her feel so bad, because she's not young anymore. And they still woohoo each other, see, they always just want to woohoo a lot. So it's just, I just don't want her to be heartbroken at the end of her life. I just want her to live her life, paint her paintings, and he can go off and do what he wants to do, because she's quite happy, and I don't want her to die unhappy. So I don't know if I want her to ever find out, strictly because they're at the end of their life. But yeah, he's a dirty bird and he gives me the ick, and I really don't like this sim very much because of his wants of him wanting to go and cheat. I was very disappointed when I first, like, I knew it was going to happen sooner or later because he's a romance sim, obviously, but like it showed up, and that was the only thing he really wanted to do, was cheat. There was nothing really substantial about his wants that I could choose other than for him to cheat. So he cheated, and there's nothing we could do about it now. But yeah, he is actually friends with Mortimer Goth. He's friends with Herbert Goody. He's friends with John Burb. Yeah, he's got a couple of friends. Um, he doesn't really know his granddaughters that much. A part of me wants to change that. Oh, she is close with Angela, actually. She's friends with her granddaughter Angela. She's friends with Brandy, Jody, Priya. She's getting to know Julian a little bit. She's good friends with Nina, and she is attracted to Mortimer as well. Oh, and Sid. Sid is like a hottie in this save. I don't know why all my Sims find him hot. I mean, I do know, because he is a cutie. He is kind of a cutie, but all my Sims are recognizing it, and I just think it's funny that they are like wanting to be with Sid over Don Lothario, for example. But that's funny. Anyways, yep, this is the Oldie household, and let's move on to the next. Welcome to the Autumnus household. So in the beginning of this household, we have his mother Dora, and Peter, his wife Samantha, and their children David, Charla, and Tommy, who was a toddler at the beginning of this. And his wife was pregnant with twins, which ended up being boys in this save. Billy and Ryan is what I ended up naming their children. So, funny thing is, she has a fear of having a baby, and he has a fear of having a baby. So, when my Sims have a fear of having babies, I actually go to the adjuster here, and I let's see, no, oh yeah, I click Sim settings, pregnancy, and I turn birth control on, so she cannot have babies on autonomous woohoo ever, because she's scared to have babies. So I don't know if they would ever have more children. They already got 2, 3, 4, 5 kids together, and already I'm gonna have to fix up these babies' faces because they look crazy right now. But the main reason why the toddlers are so upset is because Grandma Dora died not too long after, or not too long ago. So, but yeah, Grandma Dora died, and all these kids are awake and mourning their grandma, but, still trying to live their life and be okay, even though it's 3 in the morning. But, anyways, Peter is a romance sim, but lucky for us so far, fingers crossed, knock on wood, he has never got the want to cheat on his wife. He just wants to woohoo with Samantha. He's into his wife. So hopefully that never changes. Even though he's a romance sim, hopefully that never changes. She wants to get promoted in her career. She's actually in the education. She's an elementary school teacher. So it looks like she should be able to get promoted in her career. He wants to go to college, so we've been keeping up with his grades, and he's got the popularity aspiration, but his mother is the family sim, and his grandmother, I think, was knowledge, I believe. But yeah, who did he learn from? He learned from his father. Okay. So yeah, he's a popularity sim, so Maybe I won't have him do his homework anymore, but then again, it's Sunday and he's about to go to college anyway, so it ain't gonna matter by the end of this. I had too many Sims to deal with, so keeping up with my rules was crazy at the beginning of this because of the twins and all these other babies and children. This is Charla. Charla is also a popularity sim. Yeah, I mean, her best friend is Lucy, but her and Lucy haven't really stayed in contact with each other, so maybe I should have her call Lucy up and they become best friends again. Tommy here. This is Tommy. This was the toddler at the beginning of the gameplay here. He actually learned to talk from his grandma before she passed away, and learned everything else from his mom. And yeah, his grandma, Dora, was a huge help in this household. She helped take care of these babies, and while Peter had to go to work, Dora was just here, help raising these poor babies. And yeah, like I said, these two, Billy and Ryan, are so sad that their grandma passed away. I think their grandma might have taught one of them. Yep, she did. She taught Billy how to walk before she passed away. So that means Peter has to step up and take care of his boys in in the absence of his mother who passed away. But I find it funny that Charla's the only girl out of all these boys. But yeah, the Autumnus household, I really want to change up some of their faces. Like, I think he's fine, I think she's fine, and I think he's fine. But the newborn babies, they are not fine. We are gonna have to edit them as soon as they age up a little bit. The, yeah, no, the Autumnus genetics, these two together, their babies always end up being crazy looking. So I will definitely have to do plastic surgery on those two and make them look normal. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yep, this is the Autumnus household. And oh yeah, and David actually has the hobby of arts and crafts, and he rolled to make toys. So on his last day of teenagehood, he's going to come out here and make a bunch of toys and whatnot, and try to level, like, get like a badge or something for his fun and stuff, because that's going to be his hobby. But anyways, yep, and this is the Optimus household. And let's move on to the next one. Welcome to the Picasso household. So this is Jessica and Matthew Picasso. They are Ben Sims. They're both in the army, and they both work extra hard in the army to level up and whatnot. Yeah. So where is it? Oh, there it is. So I've been trying the whole autumn season. We've been trying to have a baby because she really wants one. So I've been trying to have a baby since she leveled up in her career pretty well. And she's still not pregnant. I think they woohooed like 3 times. They tried for a baby 3 times, and she's still not pregnant. But hopefully in the winter season, they will end up having their first child. But yeah, that they're in their point in their life where they're leveling up their careers and pretty much being army people, and they're gonna have children who understand discipline and things like that because they are in the army. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna have army brats. But anyways. Yeah, they actually have a bird here named Henry. She really I think it was her that wanted the bird, so she's got a bird, and yep, they got a pet bird that they take care of and whatnot. And basically, we're just waiting on them to have a baby, and they already got it pretty much ready for a baby in here, all dressed up in military design, I guess. But yeah, they're just patiently waiting. And that's pretty much them working on their military career and wanting to start a family of their own at the momento. For some reason, all my Sims in this town find Trisha Traveler attractive as hell. These two, Trent and Trisha, everybody in Pleasantview find both of them attractive as hell. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Attractive. I don't know. I don't know. Everybody likes the Travelers. They're beautiful people, is what this town is saying. Which I think they're pretty. So yeah. But anyways, yep, this is the Picasso household, and let's move on to the next. Welcome to the Pleasant household. Here we have Daniel and Mary Sue Pleasant and their twin daughters, Angela and Lilith. Now, if you don't know about the Pleasant household in The Sims 2, we learn in the very beginning of this rotation that Daniel Pleasant is cheating on his wife with none other than their maid, Kaylin Langerak, which we've already seen Kaylin Langerak and how I moved her out and stuff. And she is now in the officer career. But anywho, this time around, Mary Sue was actually late to work, so the chance card or the chance card for the scripted event didn't necessarily happen at a time where it was supposed to, for her to catch Daniel cheating. So she never found out that he cheated on her. She never found out, and he's actually kept that a secret from her. So she still thinks he's a faithful man, and so I don't know, but I want to say that he is now faithful, but at the same time, he didn't break things off with Kaylin, so I don't think he's just faithful to Mary Sue and Kaylin, if I should say. So he has a wife and a girlfriend, but Mary Sue doesn't know about Kaylin being his girlfriend, which is so, it's so ick, you know? Like, bruh, come on now. Like, I know your wife is a workaholic and she cares about her job and she wants to make money and level up in her politics career, but my dude, come on now. Like, seriously, like, you're married. Why do this? Why cheat on your wife? You mean y'all have 2 children together? I don't. Anyway. Anywho, moving on. We have Angela Pleasant and her twin sister Lilith Pleasant. Right now, Angela wants to be friends with Cassandra, so she's been making quite a few friends. Like, she's friends with her grandmother, and she's friends with, well, she wants to be friends with Cassandra. Her and Cassandra get along well, mostly because Mary Sue and Cassandra are best friends. So when she comes around, she actually talks with Cassandra, so that's probably why she wants to be friends with her. But yeah, she's you know, a popularity sim, so of course they want to make friends with everybody they meet and things like that. But the thing about Angela, though, I never, and like before when I used to play these two, I never knew how mean Angela really is. Like, when you get into this game and you see these two fighting, the odds are the one who started the fight or the one that is slapping the other is actually Angela. She's the one that's bullying her sister Lilith. And what? So she is not an angel. She's definitely, like, I don't know what to say. She is not a very nice sim. Like, despite her being like in the middle of niceness, she is not very nice to her sister. And she doesn't care if she hurts her sister's feelings. Like, they are pretty much enemies right now from how bad she just like bullies her own sister. And of course, she is dating Dustin Broke, which we all know, like in the beginning, she's with Dustin and her sister is with Dirk. So she doesn't really have very many bolts with Dustin, which is interesting, which makes me believe, like, okay, this is what I'm going to say. I don't think that her and Dustin are going to stay together when they're in college, mostly because, she has no bolts. And when they were teenagers, she never wanted to invite him around. Like, she's just like, nah, she's just like, whatever. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Though her and Dustin did woohoo for the first time, so she did woohoo with him, and things like that, but I don't think she's that into him, She's like, I just want the bad boy type. And when she got with him, she was like, I don't know. And she actually is thinking about Dirk Dreamer right now, which is so evil. Like, how awful does a sister have to be to not only bully her twin, but also go, you know what? I think I like your boyfriend. I think he'd be better off with me. That is crazy. Like, Angela is not a likable person at all. And every single time I play the Pleasants, Angela is always the one that I do not like. I can't. There was one playthrough I played with her, and she actually ended up not marrying Dustin in that one, too. She ended up marrying, what was it, Max Flexer from college, and she actually died at the eve of her wedding. And I was like, oh, karma's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? But I actually brought her back. Actually, Max saved her from death, mostly because she was pregnant with their child. So anyway, I was just like, damn. But yeah. Moving on to Lilith. She is dating Dirk Dreamer, and as you could tell, she really is so angry with her sister. Like, she cannot understand why she just wants to torment her day after day, bully her, and make her feel like she is less than nothing, less worthy than her sister. Like, she's just like, forget this family, they don't do anything about it. They allow her sister to do this. They pretty much they believe that Angela is an angel, and she would never ever hurt her sister. And despite her saying, hey, she hurts me, they don't do nothing. And that's why I like, these two they're just so unlikable. Like, your daughter is like, bruh, your daughter is getting like bullied, and you were over here just not giving a shit. You know what I'm saying? I just feel so bad for Lilith, but she feels lonely here, and with her sister always tormenting her. She actually calls over Dirk a lot, and every time she needs him, he's there, and he comes over, and he spends time with her, and he tells her how much she is loved and how special she is. And they have two chemistry bolts, so she's just head over heels for this guy. She's in love, and she doesn't she has trouble believing him sometimes when he tells her that she is special in her own right, and you shouldn't listen to what your sister says. She has a little trouble believing that because it's been years of torment with her sister. But I don't know. I just can't wait for her to actually go to college and get away from Angela. Though it looks like they both will probably go to the same college, but she just can't wait to get away from her and not be in the same household with her anymore and just live her life away from her. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I cannot wait. But yeah, he's been a dream for her, and I love him for it, that she has somebody to talk to and run to when things are tough. And she's actually closer with John Burb, who is her aunt's husband. than anybody else in the family. He's not really blood related, and she's closest with him. Oh boy, I don't know, but I feel so bad for Lilith, and you know what? I cannot wait for her to get out of this household and never return, because she doesn't like them very much. And Angela, I don't really like her very much either. She's so mean. But anyways, this is the Pleasant household, and let's move on to the next. Welcome to the Ramaswamy household. So this is Priya and Sanjay. They are actually from the bin as well. They moved in and immediately, I think Kieran here, I think this was an ACR baby. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if she wanted one or not. I can't exactly remember. But, she ended up pregnant like shortly after we started this rotation with them. So, yeah, they have a son named Kieran Ramaswamy, and yep, they're doing their best to raise their son. She is employed in the journalism career, so she's been wanting to level up in this career, mostly because they have a son now and they want to be able to get as much money as they can for their son. Now, with Sanjay here, he actually lost his job because of a chance card, and it's so sad because that was his dream job, is to become a rock god, and he lost his dream job, and he just doesn't have any desire to join any other career. All he wanted was to be in that career, and they fired him. And the weird thing is, with her, they actually demoted her with her chance card too. So it's like they both were targeted in their careers for some reason. I don't know who at their office is jealous or what's the word I'm looking for? Jealous or intimidated by them, but they bruh, like whoever it is at their workspace can really just, you know, what I'm trying to say. They could really just jump off the deep end. But that's just like so sad that happened. And then Priya found out she was pregnant, and she was just like, oh my gosh, we need to have money for our children so we can, or for our child or our baby, so that we can raise him and have money for his needs. So they've been working really hard at it. All he's wanting to do is make friends, and maybe every now and then level up in his skills. He's been practicing his skills that he used to need for his old career, so maybe he will get the want to get a job during this round. But during the whole autumn season, when he lost his job, he did not want to get one, so that's sad. But he's made friends with Nina, Jason, Trisha, and yeah, that's it at the moment. And Priya is friends with Nina, Mortimer, Coral, Peter, and that's it. She's actually friends with everybody she's ever met except for this guy who ended up coming in here and trying to steal their stuff. Like, they can't catch a break. It's like one thing after another. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. But little Kieran here, he's learning how to talk from his mama. I think, yeah, he recently learned how to walk from his father since he doesn't have a job, so he has all the time in the world to learn from his father. But right now he's learning from his mother, and I think here recently is when the burglar happened, and that's why she's up at 3 in the morning teaching him how to talk. But yeah, that's that. That's that. So yeah, hopefully we could get this skill point up so that she could get another promotion, because we need to make some money and fast. Like, all the pressure has been put on Priya right now because it's hard for Sanjay to even get a job at the moment because of his because of what happened. But though he does seem happy right now because he has friends, but in the back of his mind he keeps thinking about how he lost his dream job. I don't know, but hopefully he'll snap out of it and want to get a job in the near future to help out his wife, who is currently the sole provider for her family. But yep, this is the Ramaswamy household, and let's move on to the next. Welcome to the Roseland household. So here we have Sid Roseland, and honestly, I was really wanting Brandy to fall in love with somebody and, to have somebody, and she ended up falling for Mr. Sid Roseland. And Sid is actually very well liked sim. I think it's funny he doesn't find Nina attractive at all, but anyways, he likes the family sims, it looks like. Family sims is his thing. Like, he's just, like, anyway. This is Sid Roseland. He lives here with his dog, Porthos, and yeah, they've been living a good life here in this little bitty condo here. Basically, I wanted him to be with somebody because he has good genes. I feel like he would have beautiful children. So, anyways, yeah. I kind of want him to invite Julian to meet Kaylin. Maybe they could like each other, maybe, and she could marry Julian. I don't know, but I kind of want him to invite them two over so they could meet, and we'll see if they have any attraction to each other or any chemistry or anything like that. I think that would be good, because now that I got Sid a girlfriend, which is Brandy broke, I want Julian to get one, and Kaylin is single. And so is Jody, but he doesn't know Jody, so I don't know. We shall see what happens with that. But Sid has spent his time. He is currently unemployed. He hasn't wanted to get a job, and I think his dog is also unemployed. So he has no income coming in at all. But what he has been doing is he has been studying his cooking skill and things like that. So hopefully in the near future he would want to get a job and start, making money so that he could have money to afford things in the house. I don't know. Hopefully he will want to do that. Otherwise, he ain't going to be able to eat, and his dog won't be able to eat, and it's going to be hard, and I don't know. Maybe he has two bolts with Caitlin because she's doing really well in her career, and I'm hoping that he doesn't fall for Caitlin's charms. I hope that he stays faithful to Brandy, but then again, Brandy hasn't had the want to get engaged or get married to Sid yet either. So, I don't know. Anything could happen in the winter season or any of these seasons, any of these rotations, anything could happen. He could stay with Brandy or he could move on to another sim, who knows? It really depends on what my sims want. That's all that matters. But Sid actually ended up being friends with Dustin and Bo. So, he's friends with Brandy's two eldest sons. And I kind of want him to get to know Skip too, if he's willing to stay with Brandy. But the last time she was over, she spent the night, and they ended up like woohooing a lot. When they found out they were like into each other, they woohooed, and then shortly after, he fell in love with her. So I think he's in love with her, and I think that he wouldn't be opposed to marrying her despite her having children. I don't know. But yeah, he's currently dating Brandy Broke, and he has a dog that he takes care of and helps him with his social needs as well. So yeah, not very much to do with Sid Roseland, but hopefully his story becomes more elaborate the more I play. But anyways, we got one more family to see, and then it will be the end of this video. So let's go into the next household. The very last household of Pleasantview. Let's meet the Travelers. So we have Trent and Trisha Traveler, who have a daughter named Tina Traveler. So yeah, he currently has the want to join the oceanography career, but it hasn't been available for them on the newspaper. As you can tell, they used all their money to buy this extravagant house, so they don't have any money for really anything else in this town. But anyways, yeah, he wants to join the oceanography career, and she wants to make 3 best friends. So she's been making friends with most of these people that she meets. Um, yeah, they're just pretty much making friends because they are both popularity sim. Well, he's a knowledge sim and she's a popularity sim. Like, there are so many people in this in this save actually thinks that Trent and Trisha are beautiful and handsome. You know, they all are attracted to them, which I find is hilarious. Well, not really hilarious, which I find is interesting. But they don't really find each other like that attractive, which is hilarious to me. That's the hilarious part. But anyways, yeah, he's closer with his daughter than she is. I think it's because she actually is employed in the culinary career, but here at the moment she hasn't been wanting to get her logic skill up. So we'll see if she progresses or not. Hopefully she does, because we need to make moolah. We need to make some money, and she is best friends with Bo, and she's got 2 days until she's a teenager. So I'm like wondering if her and Bo will end up together. Like, I think that would be so cute. Like, Bo and Tina. I don't know. I think it would be cute. I don't know. I mean, I'm just waiting. I'm hoping, like, I'm kind of hoping that happens, that they get their boats for each other. Because, like, she wants to chat with Bo. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they will develop a crush on each other. I'm just hoping, because I think it would be perfect. But anyways, yeah, this is the Traveler household, and yeah, this has been fun touring my Sims 2 save file of Pleasantview with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about what I've been doing in Pleasantview at the moment. So yeah, until next time, if any of you want to watch me play a few of these households in rotation, just let me know, and let me know which household you would like to see me play in a rotation, and I will most definitely record that session with you guys so y'all can see just how I play the game. But yeah, I plan on doing another look see at my town, probably when it becomes winter once again, quite possibly. So I'll let a whole seasonal year go by and then update all of you on the households to see what actually happens with them all. But until next time, thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope you like this video. And yeah, I will see y'all in another one.